For everybody at home, we're going to speak to Laura Gudeman. I hope I pronounced your last name correctly.
Yeah, that's right.
Laura from Burning Witches. You got a new record coming out. Congratulations, The Witch of the North. I'd like to hear all about it.
Okay, yeah, it's our new album. It will come out the 28th of May. And, well, obviously, it's all built around the Witch of the North. So,
Sounds like you're really anticipating. You're really looking forward to it.
yes. Yeah, of course.
Was
It's
this a
our
long writing process for the band?
long writing. Well, actually, it kind of started maybe a bit early already, for some ideas, but most of the time we are very protective the closer the recording dates are getting. So, so I think like around 3 months is kind of the usual thing.
That sounds quick to me.
Yeah, I guess it's you know we are very focused then on doing it actually, so you have to really sit down and do it. Yeah.
That makes sense. Did
Yeah.
uh, did you approach or did the band approach this record with a theme in mind, an idea, a concept, or anything like that?
Yeah, we were like really loving that some old school bands have all these longer stories, or longer stories. Like you can really see that some songs have this in them. Like for example, Ancient Mariner, Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. And yeah, for example, the Hall of the Mountain King, which we also covered. So we really liked that, and we wanted to have this aspect of the old school metal in there this time. So yeah, we went with a theme again, like kind of the same theme as we did with Hexenhammer. Just we went something that really inspired us to write some cool songs. And actually, Romana just played a riff, and it really reminded her of this Viking-ish things. So the idea was to do Witch of the North, and she called me up and she said, "Hey Laura, write something about the Witch of the North." And I was like, "Oh, okay, oh, okay," That's how it started. So I looked into it, I read into everything, and I just, of course I know a little bit about the Norse mythology. You have a lot of it in the movies these days, like Thor and etc. But it was just yeah, some figuring out who the Witch of the North was, because to be honest I didn't knew. She also didn't knew. So eventually we actually found out there is like a goddess that gives the power to witches to look into the future. And some people believe it is actually Freya. And the cool thing of Freya is that she is not only the goddess of love, but also the goddess of war. So I think it's pretty metal. So we took that, and yeah, of course, there are really cool stories in there, like Ragnarok, Valkyries, all kind of mythical creatures. So I just, yeah, it
You
was fun.
guys, you have embraced the classic metal sound and brought it in to the current, of course, with your impression, with your statement of the music itself, and it sounds great. It sounds fresh, and it's always exciting to see a new album come out from Burning Witches. So
Yeah.
there's a couple of videos on the record already been released. Flight of the Valkyries and of course The Witch of the North, as you've just were discussing. You went the extra mile on Witch of the North as far as the video. Talk a little bit about having that opportunity.
Yeah, it was really cool. We went to Poland to do it because you have Grupa 13 there. They're super cool team that, yeah, it's a good team basically. So there are lots of people. I was actually surprised. I expected like half the amount to be honest, but yeah, I didn't really count them, but I was surprised to be honest. We also had two makeup artists. Whoa, we always do it ourselves. So so that was cool. And they actually had a camera that was, the same camera was used to record, for example, The Dark Knight, the Batman movie. So that's, they had nice stuff to do it also. So yeah, it was really cool. And we went there with a tour bus, so it was a little bit easier to travel, during Corona times. And also, yeah, it's easier anyway because then you don't have to stay another day to to sleep somewhere because you can travel during the night. So that's easy. So yeah, we went on a little a tour to Poland. So that's it. Yeah, it was cool.
You mentioned a cover that's appearing on this record, Hall of the Mountain King by Savatage. In the past, the band has done Holy Diver and, of course, Battle Hymn. How do you guys select the songs you want to cover? What's the process?
Yeah, you want something to, be old school, obviously, that's the tradition here. And you kind of wanted to fit your album, and for this album, like I said, we have the story-based songs in mind. So this is one of those songs, the Hall of the Mountain King, super epic story. And yeah, it's just really nice that it's also, it's just one of my favorite songs really, and I came across it. And sometimes I cover things for fun, but when I saw that song, I was actually thinking, ooh, should I do this one for fun? But then I thought, yeah, no, because Burning Witches should do this one. Yeah, so I kind of came across it accidentally. I wasn't even thinking of it, but actually the rest, everyone in Switzerland was actually kind of trying to find a good fit, and they were very happy that I proposed this song. So yeah, then after that was easy, but they were actually having trouble to find the right song. Sometimes you just want it to be a good fit for the album. So.
Some of these covers, the original songs themselves had such a large voice associated with them. Do you look for that in a cover, or are you happy to do something with more of a modest interpretation and sort of make it your own, or how is that?
Yeah, I kind of, it is one of the reasons why I like covering things because it kind of develops my voice also, so it's kind of the way I keep myself fit in Corona times. Because yeah, of course we recorded the album, so that was a lot of work for my voice, but yeah, that's only 3 months, you know what I mean? So the rest of the time you have to do something. So so I do kind of look at that too, but yeah, I just love the singing also of that. That's just the whole song is great. So.
So you came to the band, I guess this is your second, I believe it's your second album with the band. How do you embrace the earlier material, kind of find your fit, your way through the earlier songs?
Yeah, wow, that's a good question. Well, yeah, you kind of just you don't want to ruin the songs by doing it totally different. You know what I mean? Of course, I don't have the same voice, so I just try to do it distorted whenever it was distorted. But if I now look back on, sometimes I put the songs on and I listen to how Sarina did it, and then I think, hey, she does it a bit different, and because now I'm a bit longer in the band, I start to do it more my own way than maybe when I just started out. Um, so I think the biggest difference, the song that I did, the the biggest amount of difference. My English sometimes sucks. So, the biggest amount of difference. Okay,
It's good.
let's go with that. That is, I think Black Magic because my voice just doesn't actually, I think, sounds better when I don't do it as distorted as she did. And just that specific song for some reason, don't ask me why, because the rest of the songs, I think it actually fits. So I also do it super distorted, but for that one, I kind of I don't want to sing it that distorted, but yeah, it's just because of yeah, sometimes that's just the way it is, but um, yeah, I try to keep a bit close to the original, of course.
Can you contrast the last couple of records? What do you think the differences are with this release, with Witch of the North, as compared to your last?
um, well, the biggest difference is that it's more story that we really focus on this old school metal thing where they, most of the times, or most of the maybe not most of the times, but they have it more in there than than these days, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, it's just a thing that we didn't really have on Dance with the Devil. Maybe that's the reason, we kind of missed it and we were like, oh, this is what we're going to do now. Like with Hexenhammer, we picked a team also. It's, yeah, I mean, the team is different, of course, it sounds a bit different, okay, but we kind of went for the same vibe where you have a themed album, like, conceptualized idea there. And with Dance with the Devil, it was just going with the flow, and yeah, with every song it was just like, hey, what am I going to do now? And for this, it was super focused on the themes. Yeah.
So how is touring looking? Are you going to get out in 2021 or is this a 2022?
Yeah, it's well, yeah. We hope we can still do the tour with Primal Fear, but it's because it's a tour, you kind of want to be able to do all gigs, or maybe missing one gig of the tour is okay, maybe, but more than that is a bit shitty because then it gets hard to do it financially. So you kind of need to do all the gigs, and as long as not all the countries are ready for it, that's not possible. So it will probably one-offs. It will be one-offs until that time. Right?
You mentioned Primal Fear. It's a great matching your two bands together.
Yeah.
Can you talk about a little bit about the package, putting a couple of bands together and going on the road?
I can't really tell anything about it except for that we have people arranging these packages for us. So I mean, yeah, it just happened. But I do think it's a really great fit. I love their music, so it's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. That's all the questions I have today. Is there anything I missed? Anything else you want to talk about?
Ooh, is there anything I want to talk about?
This is your chance.
My chance. Let's create world peace.
World peace would be good.
Okay, do you have a plan?
I
I'm
am
very,
not.
very skeptical about it.
Well, you just got to give it a shot.
Gonna give it a shot, yeah. Okay, great.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
thank you for your time.
you're welcome.
I appreciate sharing a moment with you, and I look forward to the possibility of you guys coming to America and seeing you on the road.